And now we're going to have some fun with two more of our favorite author and illustrators, Jonathan Stutzman and Heather Fox. They are here for a special story time and a live drawing demonstration for their brand new book, Llama Destroys the World. Afterwards, we will have a special book signing with all of our authors here in the Little Scholar. But first, let me tell you a little bit about them. Heather Fox is an illustrator and graphic designer, creating an art in pen and ink, digital and gouache. Her art is filled with large quantities of quirk and dashes of whimsy, and she is very passionate about illustrating children's books and traveling the world. She lives here in Ephrata, PA. Fox's children's books include The Elephant's Nose, Llama Destroys the World. Jonathan Stutzman writes books for kids. Some books are silly, some are sweet, and some are blustery mixes of both. Storytelling brings him so much joy, and his hope is that his stories will give readers joy too. He is the author of Tiny T-Rex and The Impossible Hug, one of my personal favorites, and The Llama Destroys the World. Please join me and give a big round of applause for Jonathan and Heather. Oh. Can we get another mic? Hello, everyone. Can we get another? Oh, awesome. We're just going to get another mic here. Well, good morning. Oh, that was awesome. I think you're all more awake than I am. My name is Jonathan Stutzman. I write children's books.
And my name is Heather Fox, and I am the illustrator of this book.
So this is our first book together. We love to make books together. We're also married, so that's pretty fun. But this is our first one that came out this year, and then we have a few coming out next year. But we're so excited to be here at Midtown Scholar. Can we just have a big round of applause for Vashti, who did this amazing job. It's really cool because Vashti and I are friends on like Twitter and social media, and we finally got to meet today, which is really nice. And we're very inspired. Heather and I are both very inspired by the books she makes. So that's really awesome that we could share the stage with her today. So we're gonna do a story time for our book, but first I'm gonna ask a few questions. Could I have all the children stand up? Raise your hand if you like dancing. Nice. Do you like dancing?
I do.
Yeah. Well, do you like silly dancing? Raise your hand really high. Can anyone do a little silly dance in the aisle right now? Oh, nice. I like that one. That's pretty good. Awesome. Some great dancers. Okay, you can all sit down. Raise your hand if you like books. Raise your hand if you love books. Well, we both love books too. And do you know what's really cool? Where are you right now? In a bookstore, yes, this is awesome. Just look at all the awesome books around you. So that's one of the reasons why we made this book is because we love books. So maybe, since all of you love books too, that someday you could make a book. That would be pretty cool. So raise your hand if you like llamas. Oh, llamas are pretty silly creatures. And we love llamas, so that's why we made a book about one. So our book is called Llama Destroys the World. Raise your hand if you want to have us do a silly reading of Llama Destroys the World. Awesome. Well, here we go. If you look at Heather, she is going to be showing you all the amazing pictures that she drew, and I'll be reading the story. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm gonna need your help. So, okay, the book has to do with the days of the week. So when we get to a day of the week, I'm gonna need you to repeat after me. Do you think you can do that? Yeah. Okay, we're going to practice here. So the first day of the week that I'm going to say is Monday. So when I say Monday, you're going to have to say Monday. And then when I say Tuesday, you'll say Tuesday. We'll go through all the days of the week. And when we get to Friday, which is the day that Llama destroys the world, we're going to have to say in our spookiest, silliest voice, Friday. Friday. Man, that's some great spooky voices. Oh, I think you're ready to go. Do you think they're ready to go, Heather? Awesome. Llama Destroys the World, written by me and illustrated by Heather. On Friday, Llama will destroy the world. I am Llama, proclaimed Llama. Monday. On Monday, Llama found cake. Piles of cake. More cake than any llama should ever eat. Dad, said Llama. Llama ate all of the cake. This was his first mistake. Burp. It was an honest mistake. It was a delicious mistake. One of those mistakes that leads to more mistakes and eventually the ultimate doom of everything. Uh-oh. Tuesday. Tuesdays were for dancing, so Llama put on his dancing pants. The pants did not fit. He was still full of cake. But he never danced without his dancing pants. They made his butt look groovy. So Llama huffed and puffed and squeezed and stuffed himself into the pants. This was his second mistake. And then Llama danced. He jigged, he tangoed, he cha-cha'd real smooth. His rhythm was perfect, his moves were precise, but the pants never stood a chance. Rip! The rip was thunderous. Rip! It shook the house, the trees, and the mountains. It shook the very fabric of the universe. The cosmic vibrations from the ripping pants were so mighty that a black hole tore open. Wednesday. On Wednesday, Llama found the black hole. Dad, said Llama. He had never seen a black hole before. He didn't know what it could be or what it could do. But Llama was a llama of science. He knew the answers were out there waiting to be discovered. Is anyone else a llama of science here? Nice. Llama read books. He ran complex experiments. He debated with the greatest minds and thinkers he could find. And then he analyzed the data and came to a well-thought-out conclusion. That, said Llama wisely. Instead of warning the world of its imminent doom, Llama decided to do something more important. He made a bologna and cheese sandwich with extra cheese. This was his third mistake. Thursday. On Thursday, many signs of doom appeared in the sky. Flying top hats, soaring teacups, twisting, tumbling, well-dressed turtles. But Llama didn't notice. What do you think he was doing? Thursdays were for painting, and Llama was busy painting his latest masterpiece. Can anyone see what Llama's masterpiece is? He's painting himself. The end was near. Uh-oh. Friday! Friday! On Friday, the world ended. The more the black hole sucked in, the bigger and stronger it grew. The animals flew. The pizzas and bicycles and houseplants flew. And Llama flew too. I am Llama! The black hole swallowed everything up. Every single thing left in the world. Everything left in the universe. Until there was nothing. I am Llama? Can anyone see where Llama is right there? No. He's very, very small. Saturday. On Saturday, on the other side of the black hole, everything was fine. The universe tumbled out exactly as it had been before. Even Llama. I am Llama! Proclaimed Llama. The sky was blue, the sun was shining, the world was perfectly calm, like nothing had ever happened. Llama smelled something. Sunday. On Sunday, with the world back to normal, Llama found something wonderful. Piles of pie. More pie than any llama should ever eat. Dad, said Llama. What do you think Llama did with that pie? Llama ate all of the pie. The end. So if you want to raise your hand, we would love to take some questions, and then Heather can maybe do some art. If you want to ask any questions about the story or Heather and her art,
just raise your hands. Here, we're going to start one over here.
How did you come up with the llama books?
That's pretty fun. Do you want to say a little bit, Heather? Yeah.
So one of our favorite things to do when we're creating a new story is we like to go to diners and we like to eat breakfast foods. So we came up with Llama Destroys the World at a diner at about 3 a.m. We were eating pancakes, and Jonathan thought of the title first.
Yeah. So does anyone like pancakes? Oh, we got a few people who like pancakes. So while we were eating some tasty pancakes early in the morning, we were throwing ideas back and forth, and I came up with the title, and I thought, this is a silly title. What could happen in this story? And then Heather drew, I passed the title over to her, and Heather drew the cute llama that's in the book, and she'll show you how to draw him really soon. But I saw that llama and I thought, you know what? I bet this llama doesn't even know he's destroying the world. That's how cute and naive he is. So then I went into the story and tried to figure out what he did to make the world become destroyed.
Okay, up to your left, up here.
What persuaded you to start making books?
So this is our first book, and we sold our first book about 2.5 years ago. It actually started as, for me, a college project, and I took a children's book illustration course, and I asked Jonathan to rewrite one of the manuscripts I found online, and we made this little children's book about the elephant's nose and how the elephant got his long trunk. But we enjoyed making picture books together so much that we went and we did so much research about how to get published, and we started to go on that journey together.
Yeah, and like Vashti, before I was a children's book maker, I was a filmmaker, so I went to school to study screenwriting and making movies, but I just love telling stories, and my whole life I've loved books. Like I said at the beginning, both Heather and I love books, and we love picture books. We think they're just so fun and so amazing, so we just started reading as many books as we could find, and we caught an even greater passion and love for books, and then we started making them ourselves, and now we do it full time, so it's amazing.
Awesome. Right here in front. Right.
Ah,
How old is Llama?
how old is Llama? That is a good question. I've never thought of it. He seems kind of immature for his age, but I'll have to think about that. There is a sequel coming out called Llama Unleashes the Alpacalypse.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
How many pages are in the book?
I think there's 40.
Yeah, I think 40.
Picture books a lot of times go from 32 pages to 40, and there's a few that are longer than that, but ours is about 40 pages, I think. That's a good question.
What's your favorite color?
We have the same favorite color. Can you guess what it might be? Purple. Not purple. No, not blue. You would think orange because of our book is bright orange, but it's close. It's very close.
I heard it.
It's red.
It's red, yeah.
All right, over here to your right.
What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is dogs.
And mine is a baby cheetah. They're so cute.
We got some more over here. Give me 2 seconds. I got to rush across the room. Pardon
We'll have
me.
a few more questions, and then Heather will show you how
We're
to
going to
draw
just do
llama.
2 more questions, and then we're going to go into drawing.
How do you make the book?
How do we make the book? So I do all of my drawing. Sometimes I draw on pencil, sometimes I draw on pen. But when I do all of my final artwork, I use my iPad.
Very cool.
There's a special program and a special pencil that I can use that I can draw right on my iPad. And that's how I make my art.
And I write in little notebooks, and then when I go to send it to our agent or to Heather, I type it up on my computer. But does anyone want to make a book at some point in their life? Raise your hand. Awesome. Do you know what's really cool? Anyone can make a book. And we're just normal people. I think Vashti would say she's also a normal person. We had no idea we were going to make books when we were your age. We probably really wanted to. I think Heather and I both made our own little books, and we stapled them together on the pieces of paper. But it's so cool that any of you, if you really, really want to make a book, can practice and read lots of books, and I bet you too can make a book some point in your life if you really want to.
Okay, last question.
What is Llama's favorite type of cake?
Oh. See, the thing with Llama is he loves all the cakes, but what do you think his favorite kind of cake is?
Probably one that has multiple layers. Very large cakes. I don't think he's particular for a certain flavor. Any cake is good cake.
But maybe if you go home for all our artists, if you want to draw a really delicious looking cake, maybe that might be Llama's favorite cake if you can make it really tasty looking. But Heather, do you want to do some art?
Yeah, who wants to know how I draw a llama? Yeah, I broke it down into some easy steps for myself to follow along. Oh, nice. Well, then they can't see it over there. Gotta get out of that sun. That's good. Awesome. So for Llama, one of the things that you might notice first about him is that he has two really big eyes that are just staring at you. So I always like to start with Llama's eyes, even though when I was in art school, I was told when you draw a face that you should never start with the eyes. But I always do. So his eyes, two very big circles. And it's really hard to draw a perfect circle, so bear with me. And then you might notice that his nose is also a circle, so his nose goes right between his eyes. And then the fun thing with drawing the pupils is that you can make them look any direction you want. So I think I might make my llama be looking up. And then you just draw them at the top of the circles. And then for his nose, I use an uppercase letter Y. So that goes right in that circle. And then you have his nose. And then his mouth, which if you go home and you decide to draw a llama, you can give him any kind of mouth you want. And I think I'm gonna give mine a hungry looking mouth. And then for his ears, you just go from the top of the eye and you draw an upside down letter U. And then when I draw a llama's hair, I just like to put a big fluffy cloud right between his ears. And then I have to finish his neck, and I just draw lines down, and I give him little poofs of fur. And then the way that I like to draw hair is I just give him little accents. And there we have it. Llama!
All right.
I just wanted to say thank you so much. You are all amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause for helping with the story.
Awesome. Let's thank Jonathan and Heather. Big round of applause for Jonathan and Heather.